Way number 10. This one's cool. This one's another one of my favorites. It's called the crossed micro niche. It doesn't work for everything. I don't know how this could work for fiction. It probably could in some way, shape, or form. I'd love to hear somebody have success with it who thinks outside the box and figure out how to use it for fiction. But for nonfiction, my personal experience with it is to write one book. Okay, you start there. Start with just one Kindle book. Then all you have to do is retool that book for a different audience. Add a handy dandy disclaimer. Now, if you go to Amazon and you search for Janice, Janis, B as in boy, Meredith, Meredith, Janice B. Meredith, or just type in Softball Mom Survival Guide. You got it right here on your screen. You can write that down to type it in later. She has her disclaimer on her Amazon description for her book and also inside the introduction of every book. So it's in two places. I wrote that disclaimer for her. The disclaimer basically says, this book is based off of whatever the title is, other book in this book series, and has been retooled specifically for the sport of, because she writes sports books, the sport of like football or basketball or volleyball or whatever the sport is. Therefore, some of the information is the same. Okay, that's it. It's a very simple disclaimer. What does that do? That keeps readers from being mad that they're buying the same book twice, because they really are. I mean, she actually only changed about maybe 30% of these books, because there's only so many ways you can tell people nutrition information and how to handle sports injuries and stuff like that. The rules of the game and the games are what changes. That kind of sports information will always be the same. So she has that the same in every book, but then, the specific sport information is different. And that's about 30% of her books. Maybe 50% in some cases, but definitely not like 75%. Shouldn't have that much. It's different. So it lets them know, don't get mad at me if you buy 2 of my books in my book series, because they are a little bit the same. They have the same stuff in them. But it also lets them know, by the way, if you have a kid that plays football and you want specifics about that sport, check out my book over here. I got one for football. And then they'll do a search and they'll find, oh, she's got ones for volleyball and soccer and maybe all these different sports that their kids are in. So it makes the audience and the reader super happy to have found that author. Plus, and the cool thing is, they thank her for buying the same thing twice. I mean, that's essentially what they're doing. They're buying almost the same thing twice. And they thank her for it because she thought ahead and thought, you know what, people might like this for a specific niche. So I call it micro niche because the niche is sports, but the micro niche is specific kinds of sports. And I have had people do this in other genres besides just sports, and it's worked great. So tools for this, your imagination, that's really the limit. Like I said, if somebody can figure out how to apply this to fiction, I'm all ears. I would love to mention your name on a webinar and give you credit for that idea. The big benefits, super fast and topic specific. Again, it's something that people can search for something on the sport and they can instantly find it, or something on whatever the book's about, and they'll find it on Google because it's very topic specific. And it's fast, right? Because you write one and that's half the work is done already for the next one. And you make readers happy to buy again and again, and you get the point.